Blowing up the moon? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. What about blowing up the freaking Earth? Hello, people! Here's a new Sonic Movie 3 trailer 2. So, we're gonna analyze it frame by frame. So, first, this scene here. This scene in the first 2-3 seconds of the movie is Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles preparing for a casual race. So here's the Chao Garden. I love how they put the Chao Garden on the movie universe. I quite like the way they put it as a place in Tokyo. So here we have this scene of... Here, if you look at the ground, you see that there are some Green Hill Zone-like things on the ground. It's also a little similar to Green Hill Zone in a way. You can see some Chao around here. You're gonna find that there's a giant Chao face where in the mouth there's just a bunch of people cooking things. Well, if there was something like this in real life, I'll be there 100%. So here, we have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles on the Chao Garden. Anyways, but there's just one problem here. In the movie, in the first trailer of the movie, we have Commander Walters, which if we look at here more detail, it's not Wade Whipple, it looks like Commander Walters. So we're gonna have to answer a few questions here. How is Commander Walters in Japan? That's gonna be a hard question to answer. Second one, how does this take place in Tokyo after that Shadow fight? Because they clearly came first to fight Shadow, so there's gotta be something else. Maybe they fought Shadow, Shadow just disappeared because Chaos Control, and they're just in the Chao Garden to, discuss where could Shadow be. And I don't know how Commander Walters came there. That might be weird. So, also, it's weird that he isn't being talked about anywhere in here. It's just showing Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. So, it's weird to see Commander Walters in there. It's kind of weird. Maybe there's a third thing. That the guy there is literally a cameraman that they're going to erase on post-production, but that is extremely rare. There is no way a movie with this budget is going to just leave this on the trailers. That's almost impossible. So here we have the Pikachu joke, kind of funny, and then we have the scene where Robotnik's army comes around, and that becomes way more confusing. Because how can Robotnik's robots be here? This might be the first scene in the movie where Gun called Sonic and friends to fight Shadow, so what the heck are the Robotnik robots doing here? That's freaking weird. So here they just target missiles, and here, you see here this guy, it looks like Commander Walters, now that we see it in more detail. It kind of looks like him. It's a little blurred, but you can see his uniform and stuff. Yeah. So it looks like Commander Walters. It's the most likely candidate in this situation. Okay. Paramount. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting scene. Okay, so we have to theorize, how does Shadow get to Tokyo? So how does Shadow get there? It's really confusing. Because Shadow, he escaped from Prison Island. So, maybe Prison Island is close to Tokyo and he traveled there through maybe just running or Chaos Control. And then he got there, and then Gun found him. Maybe here it looks like not only Gun, but there's a little bit of Japanese police there. So, that's going to be interesting to see. So then we have this shot is Gerald Robotnik arrested with clearly prison clothes planning the Eclipse Cannon. So this will be a little weird because in the past theory, I had the theory that Gerald Robotnik kept himself alive through some technology, because there is no way he can be a grandfather in the middle of the 50s, maybe in the 50s or 70s, 50 years ago, the 70s kind of, and still be alive to this day as well as Gerald is in the movies universe. That's almost impossible. That's very hard. Maybe they might change some things about the Robotnik family tree, maybe, but we can clearly see that Gerald is with the white mustache, so he's already in his old years, and he's planning the Eclipse Cannon. So let's have an analysis here. The Eclipse Cannon might not actually be in the Ark. Maybe the Ark was just something about long ago, and the Eclipse Cannon, maybe the Ark was destroyed, and the Eclipse Cannon, which is this thing here, is not the Ark. It's just the Eclipse Cannon with a thing or two where they can stand it. That's possible. That's actually possible. Okay, going to the next frame. We also repeated this one. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So I think it's on top of a building. The entirety of Tokyo gets the lights off. It's the electricity, it's all gone. Sorry. So here, my theory when it comes to this scene is that because Sonic and Shadow, they collided so hard, it caused this super explosion. And maybe in this explosion might be the one where Shadow just figures out to chaos control and just, get out of here. So that might be a nice way. So here we have this shot from Shadow skating. So first we thought it was him skating in Prison Island. But now we can see in more detail that this is a background for Shadow. I'm so sorry, I'm so nervous filming videos, but here the Prison Island is on the background. And Shadow is escaping the Prison Island because he's getting on water. Escaping. So maybe this is the part where he skates and he goes to Tokyo. Okay, so here we have the scene of Gerald Robotnik. Maybe, here's the thing. Maybe Gerald and Robotnik, they had their plan to trick Sonic and capture them and have a plan with Shadow after they found this lab. So in the first trailer, we can see that Sonic and Robotnik are investigating the lab, Gerald's lab on Earth. And then Robotnik finds Shadow without Sonic's knowledge. So then they might be planning, and then Sonic, they just go their own ways, they keep looking for stuff, but then Gerald, in the middle of this, where Robotnik and Sonic are separated, Robotnik and Gerald, they make a plan to capture Sonic and betray them. So this might be the time where they're thinking about how to betray Sonic. So here you can see that Gerald has this little thing in his pocket, which it's very hard to see. Let me just take a look here. It's very hard to see what that is. It doesn't look like a picture of him. It looks a little weird. I'm not sure. I think we need to have more information. We need to have more footage to see what is this. And then we have them. So here's the thing. They seem to have just woken up. So I think they were the ones that planned to capture them, like by getting something that made them sleep, and now they wake up chained in this. So, and here you have both of them here. It's still in the same place. They're still in the lab. Maybe, okay, I just came up with a new thought. What if this is the Ark? Think about it. What if the space colony Ark was shut down, but it went back to Earth. And now it's just abandoned. And Gerald's there alive. I don't know how he escapes that prison scene. That's very hard. Or, here's the thing. Maybe on that scene, he got arrested. He's still the way he was. That was a flashback scene. But then he escapes the prison and then uses a way to keep himself alive. Because he does not look like he just escaped a prison, anything of that kind. He seems like he's living there, chilling out. And then Shadow teleports. Maybe that's gonna be a little weird, because it's gonna have to take a little bit of time for them to, contact Shadow in a way. Because I think there hasn't really been a scene where Robotnik, while he was working with Sonic, met Shadow. I think that didn't really happen. I think the first scene where they're both working together happens right after they already partnered and they're looking on the lab for stuff, which may be the Ark. Maybe. We don't know. So, yeah, that's interesting. So Shadow shows up here. Maybe it was already something planned. I don't think so, but yeah, I think he contacted Shadow in some way, and they formed a plan while Sonic and friends were there sleeping. So, yeah, here he gets this, probably a device from... This device is a little weird. Because, I don't think Shadow made this device. Maybe it's a Gerald device. Because here's the thing. Maybe this red energy is maybe... Yeah, no. This might be a portal made by Gerald. So we have Robotnik's clothes. So something happened that these look so rough. So it might be because maybe Gerald, because he doesn't want to get caught again, he just placed a bunch of traps and then Robotnik just tried to escape them all and his clothes were kind of damaged by those traps? Maybe. That's an interesting thing. Okay, so we have this joke here, we have this part here, where they get sucked. So yeah, this part here, it's gonna actually be interesting. I don't think they're gonna do it in this movie where they're going to go to Siberia to find out what happened to the rings that were lost in Sonic Movie 2. I don't think they're going that route. I think that would be fleshed out later. Maybe those rings were found by the villains of the Knuckles show. But Sonic still has rings, and he's trying to use them in the portal. Okay, so this scene looks pretty interesting here. Maybe I think they're doing that. I think Sonic really popularized the term Dunalord for Tom, so maybe they're trying to do some campaign for that. Maybe they'll show a scene where Sonic talks to a bunch of kids, and those kids know Tom as Dunalord now because Sonic, and they're trying to make something for them. Maybe they're trying to... I don't think they're trying to open a business, but yeah. So then we have this part here. Okay, so here's this part. This is the part of the mission where I think the Eclipse cannon is gonna go flying, and then we have Tails flying there. But here I have another theory that we got here. What if the Arc and the Eclipse cannon are two completely different things, but they can tie together and form the real Arc? Maybe two pieces of the Arc. Maybe there are two pieces, which is the part where they live in, and the other one's the Eclipse cannon that might form the real Arc. So here we have this. This might be a chance for a new human subplot. I don't think this one will be bad. It kind of looks interesting of the human, but okay, from this scene I already expect a human subplot from them trying to get onto Gun. So another thing that has happened, they seem to be infiltrating Gunn with the help of, I forgot her name, but Maddie's sister and her husband. Maybe they work for Gunn now, and now they're trying to, and now they help. Maybe. Okay, whoa. I just have a new theory here. Everything coming in real time. What if the one that got hurt and Sonic and friends were in the hospital was Commander Walters? And because of that new female character, which worked for Gunn, is the new Gun Commander. And she's not that good of a Gun Commander, so they're infiltrating. Maybe she might even be working with Robotnik and Shadow. That is a chance. So that might be a human subplot, but again, I don't think they're gonna go that bad, because like in the Sonic 2 subplots, the bad thing is that there were just showed up a bunch of characters that we didn't care about. Here they don't seem to be introducing anyone else. So I think this scene will be kind of better than the marriage subplot of Sonic Movie 2, because I think they're gonna make us care about the characters more. So that might be interesting. I don't think they're gonna last that long, as there's no way the production of this movie did not hear the feedback from Sonic 2. That's impossible. Okay, so here we have them. They're trying to look at things. I don't know what they're gonna be doing. If they do this subplot in a way where they can go a little bit of scenes with the humans, and then right after you have scenes with Sonic and friends, if they keep that balance where we have human Sonic, where there isn't really a big time gap between the human scenes and the Sonic scenes, I think they can pull off a human subplot well. So here you have this race scene. Just a race scene of them racing. Here we have this scene is kind of interesting, which is the scene we saw in the screenshot. So this is clearly London, because we have the UK flags. We have Robotnik. His clothes are still rough. And he somehow teleported. I don't know what happened, but maybe Gerald used the device. Maybe. Let's think about this. What if that device is actually Chaos Control? Because this was already a theory a long time ago, that portal was Chaos Control. What if that portal for Chaos Control didn't actually really... Shadow can do this, but Gerald created devices that can do Chaos Control themselves. So here's just Robotnik using the device. Maybe this scene is... I don't know what about this scene, because this scene looks a little... Because there's a few problems here. So when the scene first appeared in the screenshots, I theorized that this was a scene coming out of Robotnik's own imagination. But his clothes are rough and damaged, so I don't know. So that might be a counterpoint. We have Agent Stone here, we have Shadow, we have the whole gang. So here we have this scene of them in London. If that scene wasn't a scene in Robotnik's imagination, this might be a scene of them discussing how they can turn on the Ark. So here's the thing. I keep confusing Ark and Eclipse Cannon, but it was kind of weird. So here's the thing. This looks pretty small for being the Ark, so that's why I think it'll be just the Eclipse Cannon, or maybe a part of the Ark. So here I have this scene of Shadow. This might be a scene of flashback where Shadow is remembering Maria, because that's painful as heck. So yeah, really showing the emotional Shadow. So here this part is gonna be interesting. They say here with Shadow's power we can rule the planet. This might prove that Shadow. Here's the thing. Look at the Eclipse Cannon. Is that there's just way too much small space in the Eclipse Cannon, in this small empty space. Shadow's already running around it to feed it with energy. So Shadow, he's gonna be trying to use his energy as fuel for for the Space Colony arc / the Eclipse canon, which is something that's going to be interesting because in this movie, Jim Carrey already said in an interview, movie Shadow is faster than Sonic. So this is going to be very exciting. This is just people in London looking at what's happening. Then we have Shadow, probably. So here's the thing. In the later scenes, I'll explain the scene later. So you have the scene of them, of the arc / Eclipse canon going on. And then we have the Eclipse canon preparing to shoot. And then maybe this is a scene of, this might be a scene of Agent Stone hearing the plan of, blowing up the moon, and he says, "That's dark." So here you have it cutting on the moon. It just destroys the moon. That is going to be very interesting. Okay, so you've got this scene of Sonic saying, somebody better call Google Maps. I don't know what this scene might be. It may be, so here's the thing. There will be a future scene that might explain this. So this December, this is an interesting scene. We do not know what this scene might be, because we haven't really seen Shadow's past in here a lot. So one theory is that Shadow was created on, maybe if that part of the Eclipse canon was actually just the arc and my theory is false, maybe that just might be Shadow just, being underground. He's living underground. So that's going to be very interesting. Oh, those Shadow and Maria flashbacks. Oh, jeez. That's going to be emotional. So, but there's one problem here, because they're on Earth. So that might either be something coming out of Shadow's imagination, or it could just come out of, maybe it's something that simulates Earth on the arc. Maybe it's an emotional scene of, Maria just having that desire to see how the Earth looks like, and they're on the simulation or something like that. Maybe. Or Shadow and Maria, they can modify it in a way where Shadow and Maria, they grew up, they grew up on Earth, just normally. I don't think that would work properly, because what makes Maria's story so emotional is how she loves the planet Earth, and yeah, that's a big part of the story. And now she loves Earth and she wants to be there. So yeah, that's a big part, because she cannot leave space with her illness. I also think the design looks pretty well. It's a scene from Sonic Movie 2. The scene from the first trailer. So here we have the scene. That scene of Shadow, touching the mirror and saying those words, "There won't be anything left." That might be Shadow, looking at the mirror where he was created. Maybe that's a chance. The mirror wasn't broken, but again, that might just be camera angle things. But this might be Shadow just going in there before the scene where they meet. Maybe it's the scene. Okay, here's the thing. What if this is the scene where Gerald Robotnik calls Shadow, and then while they're planning, Shadow just goes somewhere and finds that place, and then he just has that bad memory of Maria and all this stuff. Maybe I think those flashbacks will happen as the story goes. That's a chance. This, you see here, that scene of Sonic, on this dark place saying somebody called Google Maps? Maybe that's because because he's lost. Maybe something happened and Knuckles saved him. As you can see, Knuckles' glove is rough. It's very dirty. Sonic is dirty too. Tails is a little dirty too, but Knuckles, I think he saved him. And then we have the scene that I wasn't expecting, Shadow picking up the freaking gun. So, but here's the thing. I don't think this will be the actual fire weapon thing. This might just be an electric laser gun. This is the closest to giving Shadow guns in 2024, but they're not gonna get those MP5 or those things. They're not doing that. Okay, so here we have the scene of them racing. I don't know why Shadow is using a motorcycle if he's faster than Sonic. There may be some plot explanation to that. He left the gun. Maybe I think the gun was just a gun that you can only shoot once. So maybe he just used it to shoot something once. Maybe it was like an energy gun that he got from a gun soldier. And then we just have the scene of them battling. And then we have the scene of Sonic getting angry. So here's the thing. This is contradicting the one that Walters got hurt. Maybe he got angry at Walters getting hurt. Maybe something else happened, because now it's pretty hard to think that it was Tom. Maybe it might be something else, someone else. I'm gonna just take a little look later. But here's the thing. This scene is actually gonna be shocking, because this scene you see Sonic very angry in this background here. Okay, so the music is super, this is gonna be shocking. This can be either two scenes. The scene where he is blowing up the moon, and this is just everyone looking at that. Okay, Gerald Robotnik got a modern suit, just like modern Eggman. I think that was cool. In a parallel universe where Gerald was alive in Sonic Adventure 2, it would be really cool to have, him getting that modern suit. It would be like that. We have Dr. Robotnik with this beautiful modern suits. And then we have this scene. This scene is theorized. Some people said this was the moon. This was the broken moon. But guess what? This is the big theory. What if this is not the moon? Because there's no way this can be a broken part of the moon. Probably not. I think this is Earth. I think that Robotnik, so here's the thing. Robotnik wants to rule the Earth, and Gerald wants to destroy it, because he wants revenge. So what if they had a disagreement, but Gerald has Shadow on his side? So what if Shadow uses energy, powered up the Eclipse Cannon, and then he just fired it on Earth and literally killed a bunch of people? Think about that. And so then we have this battle. It's on a volcano. I think it might be because Earth was so destroyed by the Eclipse Cannon. Yeah, so the theory is that Earth was destroyed. But here's the thing with Earth. What if, remember the leaks that told us that Sonic 3 had a time-traveling plot? Remember that? Well, I think that this time-traveling plot will be explored here, as with time traveling, think about it. Gerald and Shadow betrayed Robotnik. They blew up the Earth, killed a heck ton of people, and now the world's on freaking fire. But here's the thing. Now, there might be some time traveling shenanigans where Sonic and Robotnik, they're gonna join forces again in the movie, and they might go back in time to reverse the Eclipse Cannon. Second thing, which is the biggest question of this movie, and I think it's quite interesting that they're hiding this. Other thing that's interesting is, what about the Chaos Emeralds? The Master Emeralds, the Chaos Emeralds flew away, and with this movie's set pieces, it does not look like it's a hunt for the 7 Chaos Emeralds against Shadow. There is nothing about that. So where are the Chaos Emeralds right now? How are they going to tie this Chaos Emeralds into the main plot of the movie? Because it was already confirmed there'll be Super Sonic and Super Shadow in the movie. Sorry if I gave you spoilers. I'll get a spoiler warning in the beginning of the video. But Shadow had a super form too, so how are they going to put this? Because they need the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Like, the only other way I can think is that the emeralds are still gone and they found out some artificial way to replicate them. Maybe that's possible. Maybe, the energy of the Master Emerald was green. Maybe Gerald tried to replicate that energy of the Master Emerald, aka the 7 Chaos Emeralds, and they turned those, the Master Emerald and they turned it red because it's artificial. And that energy may have been used to create Shadow. And that's why it's the same energy of the Eclipse Cannon and all those things. Maybe it's just chaos energy. Think about it. It might be chaos energy of some sort that they're using, but an artificial one created. So that's why chaos control and all this stuff happens here. So here's the thing: we have a little bit of a suspect thing here. We see here on the Eclipse Cannon, we see Shadow running. Yeah, this is a scene from the future. This is probably a scene where Earth got destroyed and they're gonna have to use those time-traveling shenanigans to go back. That may be one. So here's Shadow harnessing its energy. Maybe they'll... And so here we have a fight scene. So Sonic may have made into space. Maybe Sonic and friends, they kept themselves hidden inside the Arc/Eclipse Cannon to then attack the Robotniks and Shadow with a surprise attack. And so and then now they land onto the Earth where they have this battle. I don't think they're just gonna be thrown on a random cannon. This probably happened because it's destroyed Earth. So then we have Shadow talking about it. Okay, so this was the trailer. Yeah, we have this Christmas scene. Funny, So we'll take so here we're gonna take a quick look at the first trailer to see. Okay, so we have the scene here, Shadow and the stuff. Let me just turn the volume off. Let's take a look here. The Shadow battle scene. Okay, the hospital scene. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so they don't seem to be in Japan, because the police cars in Japan that were shown in the second trailer, they were ones that showed police, and then they'll show police in Japanese. Here, those cars, they don't have that. They don't have anything indicating they're Japanese. So here you have this scene here. So, wait a minute. So we have the arc going up. We have Shadow skating, which was his escape. Okay, the scene. From the information from the second trailer, what could be this scene? This scene might be a scene where Tom, where he says, Sonic, stop. It's too dangerous, because he's a father figure to Sonic, and Sonic just goes on this incredibly dangerous thing. So okay, we have the scene where he gets punched by Shadow. Okay, so that might be some information for the new trailer. That maybe they didn't just get a sleeping thing to make Sonic and friends sleep. Or... yeah, I don't know, but I think maybe it was because of Shadow's punch. Shadow literally punched him. But it's weird that... yeah, that's kind of weird, so... yeah, that's what we have here. We have the scene. We have... okay, so looking at those information here, like... nothing new. I think now from the information that we got, people theorize there will be Metal Sonic in the movie. I don't think so. For this movie, no. I think for a Sonic movie, for a Metal Sonic will be Yeah, it could be a clear option, because think about it. Shadow is more powerful than Sonic. Why would Robotnik create a Metal Sonic if there's already Shadow, which is faster than Sonic? So that would be kind of stupid. Maybe they're using that for a fourth film and turn Metal Sonic into the villain of the Sonic series, because, you know, there is a huge chance that Jim Carrey, the GOAT, he is not gonna be on the fourth movie, nor he's gonna go the franchise in the future, which is very sad. And there was a Sonic 4 confirmed with a surprise character, even in this one, as a post-credit scene. Okay, so from the information we got, we're gonna look at this again. So we have this scene of them running. Maybe it's another scene of them in some place. Maybe they're still in Tokyo, because the Tokyo scene is at night. So we have this scene is weird. This scene becomes weird now of you know, Tails, he free falls to the arc, from the arc. Maybe I think that's really confusing, because why is Tails falling down, free falling off the arc? That's really weird, because it was supposed to, you know, be Tails then trying to be on the arc. So it's really weird that Tails is falling off the arc. This scene of Robotnik here, maybe this scene is part of the scene in when they were researching the lab, where, oh yeah, maybe this is a scene where Robotnik got hit by all those traps, you know? Those traps that I talked about earlier, maybe those could be the traps. So here we have this. We have Commander Walters. It really seems like Commander Walters. Maybe this is a scene where he gets hurt. Maybe he gets sent. Okay, so I think this missile scene is a scene where Commander Walters gets hurt, and then he has to go to the hospital. Not a hospital in Japan, but a hospital in somewhere else. I don't think they're gonna kill him. Maybe he gets really hurt and then he comes back because he gets substituted. I don't think they're gonna straight up kill the guy. I don't think that. But here's the thing. This might be the scene where they get hurt, where he gets really hurt. Okay, we have the shadow scene. Nothing new. Okay, this scene further proves my theory that, he got arrested. He used some weird tech to keep himself alive, and he's been living on this abandoned lab for this very long time. That is also a big chance. So now we're gonna be looking at a few things. We're gonna look at here, Sonic Movie 3 poster. It says in the video, I'll be putting footage, but on actuality, I'm researching on the computer. So Sonic Movie 3 Sonic Movie 3 character posters. So we have the character poster for Sonic Movie 3. So we have this. We have this poster of Agent Stone. This is looking interesting because he's on a suit. He's on a weird, suit. So here's the thing. In the trailers, maybe the theory was that Agent Stone has been abandoned by Robotnik because Agent Stone is useless now. So maybe Gunn provided Agent Stone a suit which he can use to help Sonic and friends. Maybe Sonic and Knuckles stayed there and maybe Tails fell down the Arc/Eclipse cannon to help Agent Stone in something that they're doing on Earth to stop Robotnik's plan. So that's gonna be interesting. Okay, so let's look at what we have here. Here we have all posters. So we have, all posters here. We have the poster for the Gun Commander, which I think she's gonna be an antagonist of the movie. That has a huge chance that she's an antagonist. So, yeah, she might be an antagonist because and trying to take advantage of, Agent Walters getting hurt and having to stay in the hospital. They could take advantage of that. So, yeah, thanks for showing up in this analysis video. Sorry for my mispronunciations and stuff that I forgot, and because I get a little nervous. I'm still getting used to being a YouTuber. Okay, guys. So here I'm gonna talk about things that I discovered and new things about the movie when I was editing the video. So here, the scene that they used for the thumbnail for the first trailer of Shadow and almost getting ready to punch someone? Yeah. So if you look at the background of the scene, you'll find the capsule that Shadow was created in. That little thing? Like, that is Shadow's capsule that he was created in. So, yes. So, with here, we can have a few assumptions. First, this is probably the space colony arc. If they didn't modify the story to have Shadow grow up on Earth, which probably they didn't, this is probably the space colony arc that they have shut down. And maybe that is the Eclipse scan, and maybe a new arc. Maybe this is the old arc and then they're gonna rebuild a new one. Probably not. I still have the theory that they're separate. But yeah. So this could be indicating a lot. So yeah, I hope I don't find anything new while editing this video. Unless it's gonna take forever until I'm done. So, alright. Why am I filming this so late? Okay, in the movie, in the trailer, we saw Sonic when he actually got surprised in a scene where, in the very end on the lava scene, which I theorized was destroyed Earth. But if you look at Sonic's eyes, you see that it's reflecting a few things. Those things are the Chaos freaking Emeralds. That was so surprising. Thanks for Sonic Hub to actually posting a video talking about this. He really had some interesting theories on it. I did not realize this at all. Thank you for, realizing and showing it to us. Well, then you could have many theories. Maybe this could be Sonic versus Shadow boss fights. Maybe this could prove better it's, the moon. But now it's gotten a little confusing. Maybe, here's the thing. What if Shadow, he gets the Chaos Emeralds and turns into Super Shadow, and then before he can, kill Sonic, they can do the time-traveling shenanigans to go back and revert all of this, so that Sonic also has a chance to go Super. So that's the perfect time where they could use the time-traveling shenanigans. And then you have the fight, Super Sonic versus Super Shadow. I think midway through the fight, there might be this thing where Shadow gets convinced good when he's Super. And then they go to fight Gerald, because Gerald's gonna be the big bad. I still don't think there will be a Metal Sonic villain. There is no way this is gonna happen from the information we have. But yeah, that was really surprising. Really, thank you, Sonic Up. Oh, jeez. Sonic Movie 3 news coming out very quickly. So there has just been this new TV spot found by Joe Below Animated Videos, and here you have a screenshot of Tails and Knuckles alongside Dr. Robotnik. But Dr. Robotnik is on his modern suit that he got when he was alongside Gerald. when they were already the villains. So, yeah, that theory that that there will be a misunderstanding between Gerald and Robotnik, yeah, that was pretty much confirmed here. Robotnik will partner again with Sonic and Friends, so it's a good thing. I got something right. That's a good thing.